As far as savings, save your 100% of all your extra funds in Bitcoin. Don't even think of anything else. And rent, don't own. Buying real estate is not going to be a good trade over the next 10 to 20 years. You're much better off by putting your money into Bitcoin. Bitcoin's on a path to 10x over the next 5 to 10 years and probably 100x over the next 10 to 20 years. This is an amazing, amazing asset. And all you have to do in order to get this appreciation is buy it and wait. That's it. If you buy Bitcoin and you wait, you will probably 100x over the next 20 years. We are probably going to get to Bitcoin 10 million.
Bitcoin is on track to reach $1 million in 5 years and $10 million in 10 years, fundamentally changing our perception of wealth. This bold prediction comes from mathematician and Bitcoin maximalist Fred Krueger. Over the past 15 years, AI investments have skyrocketed from $20 billion to $350 billion, yet Bitcoin's market cap has outpaced even this growth. Since its inception in 2009, Bitcoin's market cap has surged from almost zero to over $1.8 trillion. Fred believes that following a predictable power law curve, Bitcoin could see a 10x increase in value within a decade and a 100x return within 10 to 20 years. Stick around until the end of the video as Fred Krueger shares more insights on Bitcoin and AI.
Peter Thiel, sort of said, the internet and AI are important technologies. Bitcoin is moderately important. And he sort of said that only a way that he can, with appropriate amount of condescension, just suggest, yeah, it's moderately important. And I think I understand why he said this, but I think it's wrong. And the way I would counter that is this. Bitcoin's not just a new technology. It's a new way of measuring things. And once you start getting that in your mind, once you realize it's not something like pure technology like the internet was or like AI is, and you realize it's a new way of organization, a human organization, you have a very different perspective. So the point I really am going to try to make in this presentation is that Bitcoin is going to be a much better passive investment for you than anything AI related over the next 10 or 20 years. But AI is going to be a better way for you to build a career if you're still working. So that's really the fundamental thing. So I'm going to show you this tweet that I made day before yesterday. And it was a very simple tweet. I said, my advice to the younger generations, focus all your energy on AI, put all your savings in Bitcoin. And I got 571,000 views on this tweet, almost 10,000 likes, which is pretty big, 1,000 reposts, which was huge. And part of the reason I got so many likes and reposts is that Michael Saylor agrees with me. He said, good advice. So he agreed with my advice to the younger generation that you should really focus your energy on AI, but use Bitcoin more as a savings account. So I had expanded that a little bit with a further tweet, and I said, specifically, I think you should learn as much as you can about how AI applies to your field. If you're a coder, get on one of the new AI IDEs. They're fantastic. You can be 10 times as productive. If you're a designer, get up to date. There's all these kind of design things you can do now with AI. And by the way, we did a number of AI sort of designs and stuff. There are a lot of graphs and graphics were in this book, the Big Bitcoin book, were done using AI. So it's a really key differentiator. Take classes in math, computer science, and AI. So get up to date as to what these things are, how things are working. And as far as savings, save your 100% of all your extra funds in Bitcoin. Don't even think of anything else. And rent, don't own. Buying real estate is not going to be a good trade over the next 10 to 20 years. You're much better off by putting your money into Bitcoin. So Steve Jobs said famously that you should really focus on the higher order bits. Now, in a binary, the higher order bits are the ones that matter, right? Those are the thousands and the tens of thousands, not the lower ones, which are the ones, the twos, the fives, the single digits. The higher order bits are what matter. And there really are two higher order bits right now in the world. There is AI and there's Bitcoin. So AI is growing like crazy. Now, there's a lot of ways we can measure this growth, but I'm just going to focus on dollars. This is how much dollars are going into AI. And you can see it was started around 20 billion, and it really has gone up almost 10x in the last 15 years. So we're now at about $350 billion. It's a smooth exponential curve. We're growing like crazy. Bitcoin market cap, however, is growing even faster. If you look here, Bitcoin market cap with an exponential fit looks like this. It's not quite exponential. It's a power law. We'll get into that in a little bit. But Bitcoin's growing faster than AI. So Willie Sutton people said, why do you rob banks? And he goes, I rob them because that's where the money is. And I think really we should look at where is the money right now. You're at the beginning of your career. Go where the money is. And I think you'll find that Bitcoin's just a better passive investment than AI. Now, I don't want to get into all the power law metrics. Bitcoin follows a power law, roughly a power law, statistical behavior. And we can use this to project roughly where Bitcoin's going to be over the next 5 to 10 years, and even further, up 10 or 20 years. And we find that Bitcoin's on a path to 10x over the next 5 to 10 years, and probably 100x over the next 10 to 20 years. This is an amazing, amazing asset. And all you have to do in order to get this appreciation is buy it and wait. That's it. If you buy Bitcoin and you wait, you will probably 100x over the next 20 years.
Michael Saylor, co-founder of MicroStrategy, has proposed a bold strategy to Microsoft's board, suggesting that integrating Bitcoin into the company's financial operations could generate up to $5 trillion in value. This strategy aims to drive higher growth, reduce risks, and increase shareholder returns. Saylor recommends reallocating Microsoft's $200 billion in capital distributions into Bitcoin, which could boost annual returns from 10.4% to 15.8% while significantly reducing value-at-risk metric. With Bitcoin's annual return rate of 62% compared to Microsoft's 18%, adopting Bitcoin could solidify Microsoft's position in corporate finance and pave the way for broader institutional adoption, driving Bitcoin's price higher than ever. Now, let's return to Fred Krueger for more valuable insight.
Now, this is not unheard of in assets. You could have done this in Amazon. You could have done this in Apple. You could have done this in Microsoft. And now you're likely to be able to do it again in Bitcoin. So as an asset, it's looking to be amazing. A lot of people are sitting there going, Fred, you're rich. You have all this money to invest. I don't even have any money. I'm just young. I have no money. What about me? Should I just buy a meme coin or something? And the answer is no. The answer is no. What you should do is you should save your money. You should, first of all, stop just looking at the screen and trying to find something that'll, 100x your, 1,000x your miserable $2,000 in the next 5 years. That's not going to happen. Stop looking for that. And start working and then saving your money in this greatest savings vehicle we've ever had, which is Bitcoin. So that's what you should do. Think of Bitcoin as a great way to save. And my friend Sminston With put this nice graph, and it sort of says this is the expected compound return of Bitcoin over the next, very long time, right? And it's looking to go down, but even by 2040, it's still looking at a 20% CAGR. Okay, even at 2050, we're still looking at 15% CAGR. So, we're going to beat inflation for forever, and we're going to beat the S&P forever, Laura. So we have a very, very long time. So you should look at this as, and I love his hashtag here, thankful. This is like we've invented a way for you to save with very, very, very high CAGR. So you should save in this media. Very simple. And I think you should save 100% of your money. If you're young, don't even think about it. Don't try to diversify. This is diversifications for old people. If you're young, go 100% all in Bitcoin and just that's it. You can use the ETF, you can use cold storage, whatever works. I would say cold storage for most people. But if you're not comfortable with that, use the ETF or do both. On the other hand, people ask me, Fred, should I work in Bitcoin? I say no. I would prefer, better advice I think is to work in an AI adjacent field. It doesn't mean that you have to go work for OpenAI or Google or Tesla, because as I will say, that AI is going to encompass everything, but work in AI related, and you should save in Bitcoin. AI, it surprised all of us, right? And I watched Steve Jurvetson in this conference that I went to in 2018. It's a crypto conference I went to. And it was on board the USS Hornet, which is an aircraft carrier sitting in the Bay of San Francisco. And, it was amazing. I listened to him talk, and I'd met Steve before in sort of a prior life, a venture I did backed by Tim Draper. I met him before, but I watched him talk about AI in 2018. And what he was saying just sounded crazy to me, like that the AI was going to be able to design buildings and think of recipes and do drawing art. And I was like, how is this even possible? What are you talking about? Of course, it's doing all those things now. So he had a little bit of a front row seat into this evolution. I think most of the people on the Hornet were sort of very interested in what their altcoins were going to do next week. But he was definitely preaching the truth there. And this was kind of in the midst of the bear market, really. I mean, I think April of 2018. I don't even know where Bitcoin was, 4,000. Yeah, that was really, for me, it was a very interesting moment. And so I was going to say, AI is going to change everything, right? It was going to change every single career. Obviously, if you're in coding, you already know this because you're probably already using AI to code. If you're a designer, I think there's so much you can do with AI now, with graphic design, and it's unbelievable. Architecture, buildings are going to be designed with AI. Factories are going to be designed with AI. If you're in law, AI is great at thinking through legal cases. My wife's a lawyer. Medicine is going to be unbelievable how medicine and AI are going to interact. So my advice to you is to front run that trade. Learn AI. Learn how to interact with AI. Learn how to use AI. Ride the horse. Eventually, people like said, but Fred, eventually AI is going to do it for me. Sure, it will eventually in 20 years or 10 years. But you want to get ahead of the trade. You want to run that. And this is where you're going to be able to add a amount of value over the next 10 years in your field. I don't know, if you're working in industrial lubricants, then figure out how AI impacts industrial lubricants. Just apply it to your area and get on top of it, and you will prosper and then make money and invest the money in Bitcoin.
AI is revolutionizing career building and operational efficiency, providing powerful tools to boost productivity across various industries. However, Bitcoin offers unparalleled security and growth for savings. While AI creates job opportunities, Bitcoin is where wealth preservation and growth flourish. As Fred Krueger puts it, to succeed in the next decade, we We must work smarter with AI and save wisely with Bitcoin. The future belongs to those who embrace both. For more Daily Dose Crypto news, check out these 2 awesome videos on your screen. Click now and we will see you on the next video.